I've decided to do a sneaky little live video because I can. My child is still homesick, so I don't know how long we'll be here for, but I thought I would try it anyway. Because I'm sure we will all potentially enjoy it. I'm just pulling up all of the comments and letting you all know that I'm here. I am an hour earlier than I normally am, which will suit people in the UK, I'm sure. Hey! Alright, so I've half made a Jack Skellington bag. This is fabric. So this is from Original Empress. We're making an Empress. This is Original Empress, but this is fabric. So what I did was I took a piece of interfacing, the exact shape we needed, ironed it onto the back of this, and then I just got some double-sided tape and put it along here, made lots of snips along here and folded the edge under so that there's no raw edges. And so now this matches the lining, which I have mostly made, by the way. I've done a lot of this bag, but I have another whole bag I haven't even started. Any noises you hear are either my child coughing because he's homesick, or my cat, who's just in attack mode today. Lucky us, I guess. So this fabric, I don't actually remember where this came from. I think this was sent to me, actually. And I've decided I don't think I want to do the strap connectors that I have cut out for this bag. Because I don't think I'm feeling them. These are what I've got. See, I'm not feeling it. I think we might just cut them and do hidden strap connectors in here, because that would look cool. So for that, we need to just trim this down, which is easy enough. We won't need them that long either, but that's okay. I think hidden strap connectors won't take away from the glorious Jack. I really hope I'm not getting sick because my market is this Sunday and it's the last one for the year. So I need to be in tip-top shape for it. Alright. Now I can just cut those down. So after this market, I will be focusing on pricing for DTF so that you can come to me for all of your DTF needs. I will also be... Oh, these aren't right. We need them 2 inches. What am I doing? That's not going to work because otherwise we're going to see the edges and I don't want to do that. So we're just going to throw all of that out now that I've stuffed it up. Good job, me. Good start to the day. Oh, and I'm getting sniffly. I really hope I'm not getting sick. It won't end well. I don't care if I get sick Monday. I can deal with that. But being sick Sunday is just not in the cards, I should hope. Alright. Let's try that again. With a different ruler. So I'm going to grab my 2-inch ruler. God, I love these rulers. Also, Sandra, since you're here, I have decided that next year, you and we're going to work out a Christmas countdown box. Hi, Teresa. I am on early because my child's home sick, so I don't have to drop him at school, which means I can start whenever I want. I have given him some YouTube, so he should be good for a while. I don't know how long of a video we're going to get, so I'm not committing to any set time. But, like, we might do all right. 3 inches. Is that enough to do a hidden strap? Yes. 3, 6, 9, 12. Bags are just maths, guys. All mathematics. I will hopefully be doing 12 patterns next year. Also, for those that are like, love my patterns. I've got the next one. It is going to be something nice and easy. It's going to be a really cute zip-up pouch. Of which I'm quite excited for. I haven't done the pattern yet, but like I know what I'm gonna do, and that's the wrong scissors. That's usually half the battle for me, is picking the pattern. So we're gonna do one pattern a month. I just haven't decided on what release date I want. I was thinking 13th because, you know, I love horror movies. We shall see. But no, I think we should do maybe just 12 days of Christmas. The problem with doing 24 days is the cool stuff I'm going to want to put in, it's going to make it a very expensive countdown. And people don't want to spend that much money on a countdown. So I'm thinking maybe 12 instead of 24. And then we can have like really cool stuff. So like one of them will be an iron-on. Because I can. I actually just got more white today, so I've been trying to be quite conservative with what I do because I didn't have a lot of white and I don't want it to dry out. But I just got my package late last night, so I am good to go. So the other videos that I have planned, I have a pile of stuff that needs to be DTF'd, so I have plans and now I can just go full steam ahead. Because apparently I think I'm a train. Oh, I should have put this on before I chopped it. Oh, too late now. It's fine. Everything's fine. Didn't even think of it, to be honest. Hello, Amanda. Alrighty. But no, should be good. I reckon 12 days of Christmas and do cool stuff. There won't be like, you know how like, I've been watching, I don't know why, but according to the algorithm, apparently I like watching unboxing of Christmas advent calendars. So I've been watching quite a few, not sewing themed ones, but just ones in general. And there's always like a not very thought out one or three. Like, some of them just kind of suck. It's like, oh, we run out of ideas, we'll just chuck whatever. And I don't want mine to be that. So, I figure if I start thinking about it now, and then as I find stuff, I can just purchase it and then start, like, a tub of Christmas advent calendar stuffs. And then we'll see how many things we get. I'm sure Sandra has lots of ideas, don't you, Sandra? Like new snips. Everybody needs new snips. And if you've never tried the good snips, there's two types of good snips, actually. The rainbow ones that Sandra sent me were awesome. But also these snips where it's one piece and not a hinge here. Also really good. Love these, especially for my thicker threads. Amazing. But obviously we won't just be doing anything. I will theoretically get a holder and then we can laser them so that they say something funny. Because I can, right? See? Just because I can. I always have good ideas. I know you do, Sandra, and this is why it's going to happen, right? And you can be in charge of all the American-y people, and I'll be in charge of all the Australian-y people, and those that live in neither of those countries can pick where they want to get their stuff from to try and keep the cost of postage down, because I understand postage is expensive. Alright. So I'm making this bag a little bit different. We're going to have, instead of the D-rings, I'm going to do these cool little connectors, because I can. I've got bag feet, all the things. So I've got this one and one more to build. And then that's all the big bags I need for Sunday. This one is going to be very, very fantastic. So I took a photo of the fabric I'm using, and then I asked AI to generate a DTF that matches. Look at that! You can't tell me it didn't nail it. Quite excited. Alright, I need to work out where we're putting these bad boys. Grab a big ruler. Those snips are BBB snips, or triple B snips. I have those two and love them. I bought 12 from eBay a couple of years ago. Now I can't find the others. I guess it's time to clean my craft room. So, Christmas/New Year's is a great time to refresh your zone. I, to a point, will be doing that myself. Okay, so we're going to have these out a little bit more. I don't want them on this. There's hidden strap connectors anyway, so it should be fine. But I'm just going to have them wider than I normally would. Normally I do them at here. But again, I don't want to put them on here. Hello, Helen. I am always up early. The difference being is today my child is still homesick, so I won't be taking him to school, so I can start videos earlier. That's all. Don't get too excited. This is not going to be a regular occurrence because I have to drop him at about 8:10 we leave the house. Okay, that's not going to work out. Can't see anything. The cat's insane. Oh, but I did teach the cat to come when I call his name. I'm quite proud of that. I call him and he always comes when I call him. So for anyone that's playing along at home, I'm doing 4.5 in and 2.5 down because that's what I've decided I want to do today. And who's going to stop me? The answer is nobody. I'm a little bit chaotic today. So anyway, I don't know what else we want in an advent calendar. I want stuff that people are not going to look at it and go, oh, I don't use them. We don't want that. We want cool stuff. And we want cool stuff that I'm going to use in videos, not just cool stuff that other people think are cool. I need to think it's cool too, which is, you know, half the problem. I thought maybe the bowls like this, but get the crafty ones that have Seems Legit in them. Right. Hang it up. Put things, don't put it down, put it away. That should be your mantra. It helps, I promise. And then I threw something on the floor. Hey, cat. Did you cut the handles yet? Nah. I mean, I did, and then I used them on the previous bag. So, nah. Yes, those Seems Legit bowls are awesome. See? I love my green ones. If not, make them 1 to 2 inches longer to account for the wider placement. Ask me how I learned the lesson. Okay, well, I did cut them, and then I used them on the last bag I made. So I got a couple more. So yeah, no. As of Monday, I am going to work out pricing for DTFs. Now, it'll be based on size. So it won't just be like, I want one. It'll be like how big it is, how big you want me to print it, and then I can tell you a price. I have plans on how to work that out because the program tells you how much ink and like film you use. It tells you how much it costs you. So I'm going to take that number and then multiply it by something to work out how much I'm going to charge everybody. So it'll be based on what you're getting, which I know sounds kind of annoying, but I feel like it's the fairest way. Like if you want something that's, you know, this big but only has like little bits in it, you wouldn't pay as much as someone who gets the same size filled with ink. It'll also make it really easy for me to work out how much things are going to cost, because I don't want to over or under charge people. And I feel like this is just the best way for me. Also, I'm not doing the artwork. So anybody that comes to me that wants something, you have to give me the picture, because I can't design things. We all know this, because I would love to do, Chuckles. Broke his ear. Actually, we might stick him back together. My cat knocked him off, which was so rude. It's not what I should be doing right now, but what are you going to do? broke Chuckles' ear, so we're just going to glue back on. Tarzan grip today. Maybe a little bit more. Why not? Can't it? I love Chuckles. He's amazing. For anyone that doesn't know, Chuckles is the evil bunny that was gifted to me. And I called him Chuckles because look at that smile. Ah. So cool. Morning, Samantha. Also next year, for those that live in and around Townsville, I'm probably going to be offering sewing lessons in town to do bag making classes. Somebody I know has a space and asked me to do it. We all know I say yes to most things. There's not much I say no to these days. Chuckles is amazing. We love Chuckles. And we're all gonna just sit here and watch me hold his ear in place. One day I might even paint him. Who knows? I'm crazy like that. You know how people paint those little Warhammer figures? Maybe I'll paint Chuckles. He's got to have a red eye, obviously. And then I'm like, oh, do I want a green Chuckles? Or do I want to keep him black? Such a hard choice. Alright. The ear stain. For those that haven't done hidden strap connectors before, they are awesome. And they stop the detraction of the design. So obviously the back of this bag is going to look pretty plain, but that's alright. Alright, put it in and then pull. I'm also going to change over my foot to the single toe so that I can get closer to here and stitch it down. I really better not be getting sick. I just had a throat lozenge just in case. It's it in. I also, as of Monday, I'm going to go on the hunt for a cat collar. I want like a fancy one with bling, but I want it to have a piece of obsidian. So if I can't find one, I'm possibly going to have to make one because I am ridiculous like that. I feel like you all know it's true. And then I want Knuckles to kind of have a complementary / matching collar. So I need to look into that. But like obsidian as a dangle charm maybe, or ow! Why would you do that? Let go. The cat has worked out how to get up on the chair all by himself, and he just clawed me, probably by accident, but it still hurt. Look how big he got already. So big, aren't you? And you're purring. Did you just love mum? Little psycho. Absolute psycho cat. I mean, we expect nothing less. He doesn't go outside. So I don't really need him to be jingling throughout my videos. The live ones probably don't matter as much, but pre-recorded ones, we don't really need him jingling all the time. Feels a bit much. I do want to get him a harness as well so he can go outside, but on a harness. Because I have recently convinced a whole bunch of birds to come visit me in the backyard. I've been putting out wild bird seed on the deck so I can see them because it amuses me. We've had quite a lot of different types of birds too. Lots of pigeons, which I was less excited about. We've also had some, they're not magpies, but they're the same colour as magpies, and I need to Google what they are. We've had galahs, cockatoos, a bowerbird. We've had all kinds of fun birds in our backyard, and I really enjoy that. I do not want the cat to grow up eating them. It's not cool. So he's not allowed outside. He's an indoor cat. Just like Knuckles is pretty much an indoor dog. He also tries to kill the birds when he goes out. We have ibises. He loves chasing the ibises. For those that don't know, ibis is a really big bird that Australians call bin chickens because they literally scab through your bin. Hi Hazel. Hi Amber. Welcome, welcome. Luna almost caught a squirrel this morning. That's cool. I've seen videos of squirrels in America. Don't they like make nests in your windowsill so you can watch them? So cool. I would totally make friends with squirrels. I'm a bit insane like that. Okay. Strap connectors. Oh look, here he is again. I don't know if you can see that. He just climbs up like a crazy man. He also knows not to bite me. I do not play fight with the cat. He knows better. We do not bite mummy. I've set that rule, and so far it's going fairly well. Ow! Why would you do that? Huh? Stop it. Because I haven't got pants on. He just clawed my leg again, and that really, really hurt. Go away. Right as I said, he was doing great. I mean, he doesn't bite me, so that's a good start, I suppose. Everyone, don't forget, this is the heart and like buttons for the live. Do they have a heart button now? The cat is very cute, yes. Yeah, he climbs up the chair and then just likes to kind of hang out behind me because I don't sit back on my chair like this. I like to sit on the edge, which is probably bad for me, but what are you going to do? It's more comfortable. One day I'm going to get a proper, decent sewing chair because this one's scratchy, but it's so hot that I just feel the need to be in shorts today. What are you going to do? Knuckles is pretty good. He play fights with the cat, but never actually bites him. Knuckles is a great dog. He is taken to the cat quite well. We took him to Bunnings today. Bunnings is our hardware store for anyone not in Australia. He got all the attention. Loves it. Because Bunnings is now a shop where you're allowed to take your dog. And so I do on occasion. Although I didn't think it through, because then I got a whole bunch of free wood that they were going to throw out so I can laser things. And so then the dog had to sit on top of it in the back of my tiny little car. For those that don't know, my car is a Suzuki Swift. It is like one of the smallest cars you can get, and I insist on going and buying craft supplies in it all the time. Because I'm insane. Oh yeah, I see a heart now. Good job. Yes, we should all like my videos. I need to remember to tell you guys to do this because it helps me. I'm not totally sure how. It's something about the algorithm. If people like my video, then they're more likely to show up in other people's feeds. Pretty sure that's how it works. So if you like watching me, which as I assume so because you're here, we need to like it and let other people know that it's awesome too. Next year I'm going to try and have slightly more structure to all my videos and stuff. Instead of just, when I think of it, I'm going to try and plan ahead and have shit scheduled. We're going to try. I like to try and be organized. It's just sometimes it doesn't work out. But I'm going to try really hard next year to be organized. So the patterns will come out on the same day every month. I have a bunch of new pattern testers that are all very excited for me to actually design something. So they're going to have structure. They're going to get it on the same day every month, and then it's going to release the same day every month. We're all going to be organized, and life's going to be good. See? Hidden strap connectors. I know they look fairly far down, but once you take into account the fact that I've got a, seam allowance, it works out well. I don't want them poking out the top. If I wanted that, I'd just put them in this seam. Oh, that really hurt. He made me bleed. I know you can't see it, but ow. Jerk. That's why we played Tetris growing up, so we can fit stuff in small cars. Well, I just laid all the wood down, so it was 3mm plyboard. They'd snapped it in half and we're going to throw it out. I'm like, I go there to buy 3mm plywood, and it's $25 a sheet. So I got about $75 worth of plywood for free. And then they had pine pieces that obviously someone had chopped down and didn't want the end. So I'm going to turn them into coasters, and I probably will give some away. Oh, maybe I should do a crafty themed coaster and I can give them away to people. Or add them to my Legitimate kit. I've decided we're doing that too. For those that would love like a legitimate shirt, I'm going to do some of those, and we're going to have like merch stuff. I'm not fully going into merch, nobody get overexcited, but I have decided that maybe I want some merch just because it would amuse me to make it. Because let's be honest, I'm probably going to make it and not buy it. Hey cat. Oh, you chilled out, did you? Good job. Okay. No, see, here's the new problem. I don't want to put this and wreck the bag. I don't want to put it off center either. I could put it in between his arm. Not feeling that. Ow. My husband fixed my sewing table so it's lower to the ground, so now I can sit at my machine without having to put up the rolly chair all the way. That's awesome! Oh my god, I drove a Swift. It drove me nuts. I have a Honda Jazz, so roomy. I have 2 packs of fantastic furniture flat packed. So my next car, so I'm going to have this car till it dies because that's the kind of person I am. I don't feel the need to constantly upgrade stuff. Believe it or not. I have things till they die. So once my car gives out and drives its final mile, I will get like a really big car that I can put all of my market stuff in and not have to borrow hubby's ute. Also not have to have it in the rain because he hasn't got a canopy. So I'm going to have like a big car next. On the back, no, not feeling that either. What about on this? Got to put it somewhere. Also, if we're going to put it here, we're going to need our, and I'm obsessed with this stuff, Freylock by E6000. I like this one. For those that have never seen me play with this before, I like this because it is a gel. It is not a liquid. It does not ooze out when you tip it upside down. It is more like Tarzan grip than super glue, and that is why I love it, because the other one used to go everywhere all the time. Drove me insane. Did not enjoy it. I do love my car. I think it's fun and sporty and it fits everywhere and it's easy to drive. It just does not fit the craft supplies like I wish it did. I would love to take my own car to markets and then have it all packed in and I don't have to strap it down and it won't get wet because that's like a problem in my brain. And I like it when all my stuff gets wet because then you got to bring it home and dry it out and it makes everything muggy because it's super hot here. It's just more problems. More problems. I think because it's little, it can just go there. So let's get a pen so I can mark where I'm going to put it. Not that you can see this because I'm an idiot. But like, oh look, I dropped another pen. It's going to be one of those days. Oh, I see how it is. 1, 2. I always put the blade face up at the bottom and push. And then it just, the further you push, the bigger the hole gets. I drive a minivan. See? Maybe that. Can everybody hear my child coughing in the background? He's not a well chucken. He's been home for days now, but I refuse to be that parent that sends him to school sick and spreads it around, especially this close to Christmas. Like, as easier as my life would be if he was at school, I am not spreading the sickness 3 weeks out from Christmas. I refuse to be that person. And for the most part, he's relatively self-sufficient. Alright, in, gasket on the back. On and on. Push it down. Bend him over. Hi, Jane. I have one of your cups. See, the cups are fantastic too. See, I could maybe do up like a custom design where I put your name on a cup, so everybody that gets a merch pack, you could have your personalized cup. I don't know, something cool. I am open to suggestions. I really am. Because you know what you would like, and then I just collectively make it happen. But I do think one of the bowls, so the hardware bowls, but in the Seems Legit style. Get them. So that'll be one of them. Or, so that should that be, though, in the merch pack or a Christmas pack? Or should I just skip the Christmas pack and do a merch pack? It'll all be similar anyway. There's only so many ideas my brain can come up with. And Christmas is forever away, whereas merch packs, I could just have them available on the website, whenever you want. Everything will be wrapped up too. Ooh, welcome to Legitimate Supporter. Hello, Amber. I am also next year, because I'm not doing a Patreon so much, but on YouTube I am going to go back to doing like you'll get extra content if you are one of the supporters there. And I'm going to do a lot more behind the scenes stuff next year. I have so many plans, and I literally just want to get through this last Christmas market, and then I've got 2 months before my next market. So I've got 2 months to fix my website, get all of the jewelry on there, and work on my content so that you guys get more of it. I also have to work on my Facebook page. Since I got locked out of my other one, I have to, I've only got like 400 followers on my current Facebook page because I lost them all when I got kicked out of my other one due to the support team. I'm sorry, I gotta go. I have tummy issues. Oh, night, Sandra. Thank you for your support. I love support. I love supporting you guys in motivating you to do crafty things. I'm going to do a lot of like, I found this free pattern on the internet and let's make it. And then I'm going to make it my way and we're going to alter it so it's epic. I've already decided we're doing that next year. It's happening. I'm hoping that the next market, I'm hoping I sell a lot at this market. Like I'm hoping I sell out of bags and sell out of reindeers, and I'm making rude and naughty wooden Christmas ornaments because it amused me to do so. So anything that doesn't sell I will put up on my website. But I plan on doing all these things. And then hopefully I sell out of most of it. But then I've still got 2 months to make, I only take like 5 of each style bag. And we all know that if I try really hard, I can make 12 bags in a 12-hour period. Obviously not today, I'm cruising along and chatting and stuff. Also, I'm going to have to repaint my sewing machine, and it's going to happen way sooner than we anticipated. Because I got super glue on it, and you can't see it because it's directly at the wrong angle of the camera. But there is now a spot that's all rough and horrible because super glue went there and turned the paint terrible. And I don't know what happened, but now it's all rough and gross, and it's irritating me. It's been a day. So we're going to have to fix it. Just dropped car at auto electrician to get rodent damage wiring repairs. Oh, that does not sound like a cheap job. At all. I am sorry that that happened to you. Animal damage sucks. I've been asked to make another Empress tote for my mum. She fell in love with the one I made recently. Empress is my favorite. I love the shape. I love a good tote. I love that it's not square. I don't love square totes because I look at all, like, there's lots of beautiful patterns out here, and this is going to sound really mean, but that to me, they all look the same. Like, it's just a square tote. Admittedly, Quest is going to have a square bottom. It's going to have an option, so you can have a round bottom or a square bottom, but I will probably never make the square bottom because I like the roundness. You need the big roller to do that successfully. Alright, let's get a hole punch happening. Don't get me wrong, there's not, like, if you love a square tote, there is nothing wrong with that. I am just not normal, and therefore I don't like normal. My poor, can you guys hear the coughing? He's just at it hard. He's had his cough medicine this morning, and we've put Vicks Vapor Rub all over his chest. Bag feet. I don't make bags without bag feet anymore. Bag feet are the best. The best. Hello. I hope he gets better soon too. It sucks that he got it right before Christmas, but it's better now than actually at Christmas, because we would not be hanging around people if he was like this at Christmas. We'd just stay home. So I have decided, I mean me and my husband together decided, it's not always just up to me, to go to my friend's place for Christmas. They're just having like a small immediate family and us, which I thought was really nice. So we're going to go to their house for Christmas. I'm in charge of desserts. And oh my god, those cookies that I made yesterday, I don't know if I put the photo in the Seems Legit Facebook group, they are delicious. He had chills for the first day. He had like a fever and was cold and all kinds of crazy stuff. But that went away nice and quick, thank goodness. Switch out Lord of the Rings bowls, because these have the metal clips. Stomach ulcers. Oh, they don't sound fun. So they, the cookies, I found the recipe online. They are crackle brownie cookies or something to that effect. They were absolutely delicious because I really wanted some chocolate and there's no chocolate in the house. And I'm trying to not go out too much with my sick kid, so I'm not spreading that around. So I'm trying to just stay home as much as possible. I had to go to Bunnings today because I need to finish painting the reindeers and I needed a better roller. The one I've got sucks. Come from a craft shop, it sucked. So I went and got a Bunnings roller because, you know, it'll just be better. I can already tell it's going to be better. And then I got all my free rubbish wood, which I will turn into glorious things. These clips are awesome. Anyone in, and it's on the floor. Seriously, I have issues. Yeah, so the crackle cookies were, let's see if I can remember. White sugar, plain flour, baking soda, egg, vanilla, softened butter, and then it turned into like a cool dough, and then you drop them in icing sugar and then cook them with the icing sugar on them. So as they heat up, they crackle. 180 degrees Celsius, 10 minutes. I love my brain. It remembers so much. Oh, and half a cup of cocoa, 1 cup of sugar, I think it was 1.5 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, or baking powder, sorry, not baking soda, baking powder, 2 eggs, a healthy dash of vanilla. I measure with my heart. Vanilla never gets actually measured. I measure with my heart. And the answer is a lot. I think that's it. In a mixer. Turns into like a dough, kind of. Smother it in icing sugar, stick it on a tray. They were amazing. I love baking. I hate cooking. There is a difference. Baking is always like sweet treats and delicious, and you stick it in the oven and the oven does all the work. Cooking, you have to stand over a frying pan, it like spits at you. It's not as fun. All right, lots and lots of clips. Do not feel like you're a bad sewer if you need a lot of clips. I use a lot of clips so I can sew faster and have to do less fiddly work. Shortbread cookies. Oh my god. Did I ever tell you guys about the one time I tried to make a gingerbread house? I'm so funny. I don't think I've told this story before. But, so I decided when I was like 18, I had moved out of home, I was in this house, I'm like, I want to make a gingerbread house. So I found a recipe online and followed it to the letter, and I made the gingerbread, and when I went to like stand up the walls, the whole thing just crumbled and fell apart. It was disastrous. So to help hold it up, I ended up skewering it with like a pasta, like spaghetti pasta, to hold it all up. But by then, the house looked atrocious. So then I decided, stuff it, I'm going to make a haunted teddy bear house. So I had a teddy bear cutter. So instead of gingerbread men, I had teddy bears. And it turned into like a full horror house. I had like a teddy bear handprint smeared down the wall, and it said happy house. It looked like it was written in blood. It had a pool out the front, which was blue jelly, and it had a shark. I made a shark out of gingerbread that was eating a teddy that was cut in half and had like red icing everywhere. It was full gory. Very, very on trend for me, funnily enough. But that's because I tried to do a cute one and the whole thing was just a disaster. But the horror one looked amazing. It was very cool. Very cool indeed. I have not tried to make gingerbread since, for I fear that I just won't be able to do it. It was so cool though. But the brownie crackle cookies, I'm in charge of dessert, so they might be an option. And then last time I did dessert, we did panna cotta and chocolate mousse, so I might just do that again. Turns out panna cotta's not even that hard to make. Hey Jesse, what's up, buddy? What? I like making casseroles. Oh yeah. I like making fried rice. I love fried rice. Or you replace the rice with noodles and do like noodles. The sauces are all pretty much the same. Alright, so that's the inside and the outside done. This is the front. So to put this in, and I have to do this every time, I face at the front, I want the zip on this side. So like when you zip it, it's at the front, and this is how I position it every single time, because otherwise I am going to stuff it up. I don't know why I don't like cooking. It's just doesn't excite me. Crafting absolutely excites me, right? And I like to be messy with my craft. Like, you should look around here. I know you can't, but like, it's still messy. I am gonna clean it again after next week. We're gonna clean it, and it's gonna look heaps better for a little bit. And I'm going to try and put into place some systems to try and keep it cleaner longer. I don't love my chances, but we are going to try, because it is kind of a waste of time to have to stop and clean all the time. I get that, but also, like, I'm a chaos demon, and I love making a mess when I craft. I really do. Excites me. I have a bowl for the clips, and I still feel the need to throw them everywhere. Like, I am who I am. It's fine. I'm going to work on it, though. But I don't enjoy the cooking. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I get an idea and I'm like, go and buy all the very specific ingredients for this one particular meal. Like, I have a deep fryer and I made fish, like battered fish the other day, and that was really fun. But I don't want to eat that all the time. It's not healthy for me. What I got the deep fryer for was for deep fried Mars bars, if anyone's interested. For those that don't know what a Mars bar is, it's a chocolate bar, like a candy bar. And it's got, so it's chocolate on the outside, and then it's got caramel, and it's got like a, whatever's in a Milky Way, that moussey stuff, chocolate mousse, kind of. I don't know what that's called. Anyway, they're delicious, and I used to get them when I was a teenager. So you dip it in batter, and then you deep fry it for like a couple of minutes, and then you put it back into the batter, so it's got 2 layers of batter, and then you put it back in the deep fryer, and then when you pull it out, you sprinkle cinnamon sugar. So cinnamon and sugar mixed together, and you sprinkle cinnamon sugar on top, and it is the best. But it only works with Mars bars. The Snickers, the peanuts in the Snickers are terrible. It just ruins it. It has to be Mars bars. I've never tried it with other things. I probably will one day. I might get like a variety pack of chocolates and deep fry them all and see what happens. Nougat filling, there you go. But deep fried Mars bars were my favorite thing as a teenager. So after school, we'd all go to the fish and chip shop and we'd all get deep fried Mars bars. They are very unhealthy for you, obviously. Chocolate that's deep fried can't be healthy in any sense, but they are so good. So I'm going to learn to make batter, because the last time I tried, I bought a packet. So I'm going to learn to make batter, and I am going to learn to make deep fried Mars bars. Maybe we could do them for dessert at Christmas. See, it was a thing in the UK. They are so good. I also just really like chocolate, if nobody's picked that up yet. Oh, so good. I also just realized I forgot to use my this is going to take some getting used to. For those that don't know, I have bought myself a microphone, so when I'm moving around, you'll be able to hear me better. But I forgot, because it's new, and I forgot. So I'm going to work on that, and we're going to start having it. Apparently it's really loud. I used it the other day to make, what was I making? Oh, the bags for my market. And it's very loud. And I'm already loud, so I might have to work with the volume or something. 3D object, feel free to squish it. You will not hurt the bag. If this hurts the bag, it's not meant to be, all right? Lots of people freak out with how I manhandle things. Trust me, whoever you're giving it to is probably going to be way rougher with it than you are. They'll be really appreciative and gentle with it at the start when they get it, and then people just fall back into the habits of like messing with it. So don't worry. Lots of people are like, but you're putting creases. If it bothers you that much, you can iron out the end. You've still got to turn it through. So it's not really going to make that much of a difference between now and then anyway. Manhandle your bag. I promise you'll be fine. Of all the times you've seen me do it, has anything ever actually gone wrong? The answer is no. Sometimes I promise I know what I'm talking about. And when I don't officially know what I'm talking about, I tell you that I'm guessing. I like to trial things. Next year we're going to do lots of experiments on, you know, basically ironing DTFs onto different stuff to see if it stays. I'm quite excited about that. I'm literally just going to print off like stuff and then iron it onto all random things around the house and see what sticks. Like I'm going to put it on a shot glass, and then I'm going to put the shot glass in the dishwasher and see if it stays on there, because I'm just curious. Hi, Tammy. Ooh. It also means, actually, because if I'm going to take deep fried Mars bars and do them for Christmas, we are going to have to laser engrave a shaker that says cinnamon sugar. Because it's got to be fun. Alright. See? Look at that. Beautiful. Yay, I found my missing earbud. Where was it? Was it somewhere weird? Or was it like really obvious and you just like looked over it each time? Because I've done both. Alright, zip it open. Hand in. Grab one side. So I like to grab it at the center point. I don't know why. I feel like it just helps me. And then just pull the lining through. This is the best way to turn a bag. I've tried a lot of ways. I prefer to just leave the whole bottom open and turn the bag through the whole bottom because it's quicker. Yeah, okay, then you have to sew this, but this is not that hard. I probably won't even clip it together. This takes some practice. You also have to be bold enough to want to try it, but it's actually not as hard as you might think. Things fit together the way they fit together, so it should all just work out for you. You should try it. If you're an intermediate sewer, if you think you're no longer a beginner and you've like stepped up, you should try this where you don't pin it. You just hold them together. I don't know if you can really see this. So I'm holding this one up a little bit and I'm just making sure that the edges of the fabric match together as you sew around. And if you get worried, you could put one clip at the join here. I'm just gonna hold it, right? And then you go along the flat bit and then you lay out the curve and it all just fits. You gotta trust the process. But it's none of that stitching. Good job, me. New world problems. Did it stop stitching? Did I run out of thread joining the outside? We now need to check that, because if there's a hole, that's a problem. No, we look alright. Everything's fine. I'm happy I did not send my child to school. All I can hear is coughing. And he's not faking it. Because he thinks I can't hear him, so there's no need to be fake coughing. I have started to do that. On the bottom shelf in the back of my end table. Found it when dusting. I would never have found that. Oops. Okay. I'm going to lift that up because that's a horrible noise. Have fun playing in the snow. No. Snow's pretty to look at, but I do not enjoy playing in snow. It's wet, it's cold, and I don't do cold. One bobbin. Always wind your bobbins at full speed. It's good for your machine. There's literally nothing I can do to stop him coughing. We've done it all. I can't overload him on cough medicine. That's not healthy. Down, down. Foot down, because that stops this from just easily feeding through. And yes, I know my base needs a Tory squish. I just haven't done it yet. I'll do it later. I'll do it later off camera. Because it doesn't look like it's sitting perfectly, but I did sew it, so it's good. You've just got to really get in there and fix it yourself. It'll be fine. It just needs a Tory squish to make it look better. Also though, if you go into a bag shop and go have a look at their bags, I promise it's worse than what mine looks like. Alright, let's try that again, shall we? We want to slowly back stitch so I don't mess things up. One day I'm going to try and do this on the exterior and see if I can make it happen. I am curious to see if I can. Might be out of my wheelhouse of possibilities yet, but you never know. Just line up that center point. It'll all work itself out. It usually does. And it's quicker than having to do all the clips. But I only ever really tried this on linings. I've never tried it on an exterior yet. Flip the bag. It'll help, I promise. Back to the start of the other one. One base done. Shove it in. Flip it under. I might not actually get to the other bag. I should really go check on my child. That cough sounds like it's getting worse. I'm sure there's something I can do. Back stitch. Trim those tails. Those are the most important ones because you don't want to see them. Tuck the pocket in. This is fabulous fabric. I reckon, so every time I do a market, Jack Skellington always sells and Lord of the Rings always sells. And I've got 2 Jack Skellingtons and 1 Lord of the Rings bag. So theoretically, based on all the previous markets, I should sell at least 3 bags. Just on principle that is very common. Now, I don't have to do it for this, but we're going to do it anyway. At the side seam, because I didn't cut anything out, we're just gonna squish it. I love these. These are leather tool pliers. They are the best. You will not convince me otherwise. All right, I'm just gonna roll this back and forth in my hands until it gets to like manageable spot. I'm not gonna put too many clips because it won't really help all that much, but a few clips that are well placed will help hold everything where I need it. But the metal clips don't open wide enough to do this, I don't think. They do on some of it. And then I'm gonna just kind of try to shove that seam from underneath it, roll it, get it done. Other side. Ah, crap. We have to open up the zipper pocket. I forgot to put in my D-rings, which are going to go here. But I wanted to do it after this, so whoopsies. Alright, up. Pull that down. I have once had it where this bit was tucked up and then I had to unpick it, and that was annoying. So I've learnt my lesson from that one. Oops. Do you like the metal clips better than regular clips? I do. I do love the metal clips. They feel a little bit different when you're taking them off, but they also don't have a top and a bottom, so you don't have to think about which way to put them on. And I do think that they clip on very, very well. I'm a fan. So if you're thinking about getting them, I like them. It doesn't mean that you will, it just means that I do. We also need to clip that out of the way. Alright, I always start near a side seam, either just before or just after, your choice. And I'm going to do 1/8 of an inch from the edge, but if you're new to sewing, hello and welcome, do 1/4 inch. You're less likely to kind of veer off the edge, and it will still look good. I think this one looks better, but again, if you're new and you don't want to accidentally fall off the edge, do a full 1/4 inch. Won't wreck the bag, I promise. We go slower with our top stitching because we see it. And again, I'm maneuvering the bag around. This machine, the Scream machine, is much better suited to doing thicker bags like this that are all vinyl. I've also got my foam in the seam allowance. The pattern comes with an option where you don't have to do that, but I have recently taken up doing it because I like it. You don't have to, you can stick with the pattern. It's personal dealer's choice, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Again, I'm still manhandling the bag. I am not at all worried. Stitch, back stitch when we get back to the start. Trim the tails because we don't need them poking out. And then, oops, put them there. And then if you want, you can grab your thread zapper and melt the little sticky outy bits so that they don't look feral. You just gotta be careful you don't melt the bag. This stuff will melt the bag. It gets very, very hot. I love this because it's USB rechargeable. Doesn't have to take batteries. The other thread zapper I had was awesome, but the batteries did not last very long with how much I do sewing. I always stand up over the bag. Look at that inside. Fabulous. Sits beautifully. All right, zipper. I've also got a zipper end. If you don't have zipper ends, you can just make one out of fabric or vinyl or whatever floats your boat. I don't know if you guys remember, but I once made one out of laser engravable leatherette, so it had my logo on the zipper, like the zipper end. That was cool. I liked that. All right, line them up even, push, pull, lined up perfectly because I'm getting really good at that. We're gonna melt that because I don't like the fraying. It was annoying me. These, again, are still just in containers from where I used to sell them. Fold it over, grab the end, shove it on, all the way in. You want to push that zipper till it can't go any further. And then screw. Now I have to undo the inside because I forgot the strap connectors. I've still got a lot of hardware because I need a shoulder strap. Tori, is your center panel vinyl? No, this is fabric, so it's the same fabric as the lining. To do this, I might even do a special video on it. But you basically take interfacing that's the exact size, make this a bit bigger, iron it on, center it up, and then we cut like tabs all the way along, put some double-sided tape, and then fold it all down so that there's no raw edge, and then just lay it on top of the vinyl and top stitch it down. Is it a waste of vinyl? I mean, maybe, but it gives it more structure. If you had sewn these two as separate pieces, like worked out the maths and done that, this would not be as firm and stand up as much because the fabric is not as firm as the vinyl. So it's why I never bothered to work out that maths. We're not doing that. We do need a crossbody strap. I have no idea what my stash currently possesses. I need a better system. That's something else I'm going to work on. Any cool systems that I come up with, I will be doing short videos on tidying the sewing room. I've done a lot of cute bags. The last one I did was the same as this, so it had the panel. I'll get it in a second because it looks cool. See, I've got that, but it's the wrong colorings. I've got green, again, wrong. I've got this one, again, wrong. And I don't have any, oh, is that the plain black there? Okay, cool. I've got plain black. Plain black is always the backup. And again, Goth Market, I use lots of black. Black is a good staple to have. I think I've got 9, I think I bought it as a 9-meter piece. If you live in Townsville, Sewing Trade sell this and it's pretty cheap, but they only have black. So any fun colors that people want, you have to go elsewhere, which is so frustrating. But he won't get other colors unless I want to buy a whole roll, which is insanely expensive. So we're not doing that either. We are going to cigarette lighter, melt the end. You want to try and get the blue part of the flame in your lighter and not the red or orange part, because if it doesn't matter so much because I'm doing black, but if you're doing a colored one and then you use it, ah crap, I dropped that too. If you're doing like a bright green one and then you use the orange part of the flame, it will turn it black, whereas if you get it nice and close, it won't discolor down there. I don't make the rules, it's just how it works. Also, don't touch that right now, it's hot and it burns your fingers. Ask me how I know. And I'm going to burn this end as well, just so it doesn't start fraying in the future, because you never know. And you can always flip it over and do the other side as well. But I'm in the blue part of the flame. If you're using the orange part, it turns it black. You don't want that. Let me get the other bag. I'll show you the other one because it's also epic. Sometimes I just have really good ideas. Look at this one. Is this not fabulous? I do think that this will sell as well. So this is that vinyl that I got from that random sale where it was like $5 a roll. I'll never get it again, but it's amazing. It's textured, it's like off black. I know it's gray, but it feels in real life like it's trying to be off black. And then again, this is fabric. So I've done the center panel and I just picked one of the girls that didn't waste too much fabric because you have to fussy cut it so it gets right in the middle. And so again, I interfaced it with my Hefty, put some double-sided tape, chopped tabs that were about, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch all the way down, and then folded it under, top stitched it on. So that looks awesome. And then the lining is the same fabric as the outside, so it's perfectly matching. I really like this idea. I don't think I've done it in a video before, so I thought I'd try it, and I like it. Quite the fan. So I reckon this bag will probably sell too because it's got the right vibe going. I mean, hopefully they all sell and I run out of everything. That is like the ideal situation, but we all know that that never happens. You never sell everything. I would like to sell all the reindeers and I would like to sell all the Christmas ornaments and at least half the bags. But like I said, I'm only taking 5 of these, 5 Vixens. I'm taking some of my clearance stuff because, you know, I'd like to clear it, and Christmas time is a good time for people to buy like a cheaper present. We're doing the barn door. I just love calling it that. I don't even care if somebody's renamed it something cooler. It's not cool to me. The good old barn door. Chop off all the tails. Like the crossbody strap placement on the grey one. So that's what I'm going to do on this one. So this one, so if you've got these little doodads, that's what I'm going to do on this one. So I put it about like 1/4 of an inch away from the side seam. And they're awesome. Love these. We'll probably be buying more and using them always in the future. I'll still have D-rings because I know most of you would prefer to use D-rings. I get it. It's like a safe option. And everybody else's patterns have them. But I personally am obsessed with those. Personal preference and all that jazz. If I find a link for you for those, who wants to switch to them with me? I think you can buy them in like packs of 10, and so obviously that's 5 bags per color. So if I can find, I'll go and find the link and I'll put it up in my Facebook group and you can all switch with me. Or go to the 5/8 mil, 15 mil, 5/8 of an inch D-rings. 1 inch D-rings, in my opinion, are too big. You don't need that much. The little ones just are cute and like slightly more subtle. I like them better. You also, for any pattern you possess, you can just have one size D-ring and use it across the board. I don't know if anyone's ever told you that. I'm here to tell you. Patterns are guidelines, not rules. You don't have to do the same size D-ring. Unless it's one of those ones where you need a giant D-ring to feed a whole strap through to turn a crossbody strap into a backpack. That is the only exception to my current rule. But for all bags, I use the same size D-ring. And that's 5/8 of an inch or 15 mil. They're adorable. They do the job. They hold these. You don't need that much space to clip on a strap, in my opinion. Right? You just don't. So these are my new obsession. Well, probably not even new. I've had them for a while. I originally introduced them into the packs for Rascal, I think it was. And I love them. And you won't convince me that they're not amazing. So let's install them. Now I have to open up my zipper pocket because I was not paying enough attention. It happens. We can't all be cool. I hate unpicking, but it is necessary because we need to be able to touch the strap. I also just like the way they look. I think they look nice. I think they look classy. I think they work for every style of bag. I don't know. Each their own, I guess. You don't have to use them. You can stick to D-rings. If D-rings are your comfort zone and you're happy in your comfort zone, don't switch. I'm not the boss of you. I'm not. I just like to think I am. It's totally different. Here's a question for all 45 of you that are here. Which of you have switched to something because Tori said so? Because I am super curious. Tori said so, and so now you do it. I'm guessing Tori pockets. I'm imagining a lot of you have switched to doing Tori pockets in all your bags because Tori said so. Am I correct? And if it's something different, what was it that you switched to because Tori said so? I feel like Tori pocket's the obvious one. I put them in every bag. You just change whatever pocket they've got. You can also change the dimensions of a Tori pocket to suit whatever you're doing. I've done it. I should have thrown that in the bin and not over my shoulder. Now I'm going to have to vacuum. See, Tori pockets, backstitching. You should backstitch. That is absolutely a thing so that your stuff doesn't come undone. You should definitely be doing that. Alright, the things we need. Sewing awl. Love my sewing awls. Love this one. It's fluoro green. It is so me. It's me in a sewing awl. Love them. Maybe I could contact someone and get a whole bunch made as a wholesale price and put them in the merch packs. Freaking love these things so much. See, Tori pockets and backstitching. That's a good start. All right, so I'm going to take this. You can eyeball it, which was what I'm absolutely going to do. Or you can measure it. If you want to measure it, grab a little ruler. You want to go 3/4 of an inch down from the top, because I know a lot of you are going to freak out. 3/4 of an inch down from the top edge, and then you want to do a 1/4 inch in from the side seam. Just if you're all, you know, I understand that everybody likes to wing stuff like I do. 3/4 of an inch down, 1/4 of an inch in. And I'm going to put it on the left. And then when we switch the bag to the other side, we are also going to put it onto the left, and then it's perfectly balanced. We love balance. I'm going to shove this in, and then we're going to violently kind of circle it like you're mixing to make the hole big enough to get the screw through. Normally, I would punch the hole, but not an option. So in, and you really can't stuff this up. You can't be too rough if you're using a sew-all. If you're using snips, you can make like the tiniest snip. Yeah, I did, but not all the time. So now I do it with everything, even when I'm not totally necessary, because I am in your head. Ha! Love it. Love it. I went and bought new zigzag scissors at Spotlight and told them it was because of you I was getting them. Zigzag scissors are awesome though. Especially if you're on like a green machine or a domestic. Using the zigzag to cut curves makes everything sit nicer. So I stand by that. I hear your comments in my head when sewing. Oh, look at that. I've become an earworm. Alright, it's probably big enough now. So, we are going to take one of the screws. It comes with gaskets or washers or whatever you want to call it. It's all the same. There's not really a right and a wrong side. I'm going to take this, stick my hand into the hole, and then push it through the tiny little hole we made. The whole point is to not make a giant, ridiculous hole. So, okay, so I'm in your head, Deborah, but is it like an annoying thing you're like, oh my God, get out of my head? You know, like when you get an earworm to a song and you're like, get out. Because I've had some of them. Mainly songs. All right, I'm going to grab this. I know you can't really see, but see, it is just poking out, and that's all you're going to get. You want to just have it out, and then we're going to manually screw this on, and then we'll use the screwdriver to do it up tight at the end. Yeah, when I'm sewing, I can just hear you cheering me on. I would absolutely cheer you on. You can do anything. And I really do believe this. Everyone that's here, I do believe that you can do anything that you put your mind to. Any bag. You could look at a pattern and go, oh my God, this is like way hard. I still believe that you can do it. The fact that you're here and you've probably watched me do things thousands of times, it's probably ingrained in your brain to the point where it's actually not as hard or as like terrifying as your brain is conjuring. I do genuinely believe that there's not a sewing pattern out there that you can't achieve. I like to have them vertically up and down. You can also have it the other way. There's no right or wrong answer to this. You really can do anything you try. Circles! Sometimes that's quicker, sometimes it takes longer. That's not enough. It's surprising how hard it is to actually push the vinyl to make a bigger hole. Okay, so I promise I am going to get back on track next year and do more patterns of other people. I'm like I said, I'm going to have a clear, concise plan about videos next year, because at the moment I've literally just follow the dopamine and do whatever I feel like, which is great and all, but you guys have seen me make so many Empress and Vixens lately because they're what I need for my market. I'm not organized enough to have other things happening. So I do plan on, I'll go and reach out to all of the pattern designers again, see which ones are still happy for me to do videos, and I will aim for at least one other person's pattern a month. I can't promise more than that because, you know, who knows what else I'm going to do. All the crafting now gets videoed. We've got DTF, we've got Cricut, we've got wood. This is the fiddliest part, is getting the screw through the hole. Because you don't want to make the hole too big, then it might fall out. But if you don't make it big enough, it won't attach to the other end. It's like a balancing act. Again, punching a 2mm hole is ideal, but trying to get that 2mm hole punch right here is not really going to happen. So we do it this way. I turn you on when I'm sewing. That's good. But no, so I'd like to go and find some like really small pattern designers that nobody's heard of and be like, hey, look at this amazingness. Because that's fun. You can discover new people. Screw it tighter. You want to try and get this as tight as humanly possible. It's never too tight. You can also add Fraylock, or not Fraylock. There's some Loctite. There we go. You put glue on it. Whatever. Now we can sew this up again. Now this should pretty much sit exactly where you need it to because we've already sewn it once. Second time should be way easier. Stitch, back stitch. See, because always back stitch. Don't get your fingers. Touch wood, I've never actually sewn over my finger. Thank goodness. With how I sew, like a speed demon, I am surprised. And yet, never happened. There are so many new pattern writers because everyone's realized that it's doable. If I couldn't take photos of each step, I wouldn't be able to write patterns because I can't digitally draw anything. Ta-da! Except for handles because I haven't cut them. And then this, watch this, it just perfectly fits, right? Look at that. It's not too big. It's not bulky and sticking out too much. It just fits and I love it. And obviously each to their own. You don't have to do things the way I do things. I've sewn my finger. Well, that sucks. I do need to cut handles and I'm going to go do that over there, but I can't because it's currently messy. So we could move on. I've put my finger under my embroidery needle. Ouch. I have sewn my fingernail on the embroidery machine once. I was trying to beat it. I am not faster than an embroidery machine. It is my toxic trait. Although I don't have one anymore, so it won't happen. I've put the Cricut where the embroidery machine was, and I've put more blanks and crafting supplies where the Cricut was. It's all working out. It's not to say that I won't one day maybe get a new embroidery machine, but it's not a necessity. Now this one I decided to go with gold, so it's purple because skulls and purple again also sells. This is epic. I know I showed you before, but for those that weren't here before, I took a photo of my fabric and then I sent it to Gemini, which is Google's AI program, and I asked them to make me an SVG file that matches. And look at that. I can't draw, so I was never going to be able to do that. Look at it. Yes, nailed it is what they did. Is it identical? No, but that's okay. It's close enough that I'm happy. And that's what matters, right? So again, this is the lining, and we're going to put this, and we're going to do the crisscross straps like the add-on version, and I've got this dark purple. So we're doing these two colors. They are from the same collection, which is why they match so nicely. It's going to be good. I just sold mine 2 days ago. I didn't use it much. See, that's the thing. I have used my DTF machine, Neville, way more than I use the embroidery machine. I actually dreaded doing the embroidery because I'm like, I have to stand and watch it and it's going to snap and misbehave and I have to keep backstitching and it never takes as long as it says. And it was a dread. It wasn't a joy. And I'm like, I am not keeping things that don't bring me joy. So get rid of it. I spent 8.5 hours at the hospital with my husband on Monday evening. He cut his hand open doing his woodwork. 6 stitches and a tetanus jab. Oh dear. That's dramatic. I'm happy to help you out with embroidery if you need, Tori. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. The only thing I'm going to miss is embroidered towels. I like and I probably should have done it right before I gave it, like, sold it, but it's too late now. I like to do a nice embroidered towel. Like, so every time we get new towels, I like to embroider either Mum, Dad, and Jessie, or our names, or like a male and a female style picture. I've always had like a nice embroidered towel because I had the supplies and it made me happy. So that's probably the only reason I'm gonna miss it, because I do love a good embroidered towel, and it's nearly time for me to go through all the towels and downgrade everything. So some of my towels, all that edging's fraying and looks terrible. So they'll go down to floor towels. The floor towels will go in the bin, floor/dog drying towels. They kind of do both. And then I'll get us some new towels, because it's nearly that time. I don't do it often. I do it once every couple of years. And I actually don't think I've done it since we moved to this house. I don't think I've bought us new towels since we've lived here. So it's probably time. Probably should have asked Santa, if we're being very honest. Santa should have brought us should bring us new towels. But it's probably too late now. I won't be able to get them embroidered. Oh well. Such is life, right? This is why I need to learn to plan my life better, guys. My husband's really into like Viking stuff at the moment, so I'm gonna do a lot of decor and things in Vikings and runes and stuff. So I'm wondering if I could find like a cool, I don't know, Viking embroidery design or something. Something cool. God, these things are heavy. So heavy. So we're going with gold. I was going to do a different color. I was going to do, I think, rainbow, but I'm out of one of the things I needed. So it's not an option, which is sad. I need to do a hardware buy up. I need to buy a whole bunch of different things. I'm missing bag feet in one thing, and swivel clips in another, and D-rings in another. So I don't really have many whole sets. I mean, I'll get through till Sunday, and then I'm going to do a big haul and fill up all the things. The other question is, though, do you have time to get these towels done before Christmas and sent? Because, like, Christmas is coming very quickly, and Australia Post sucks. Not sewing at the moment, going up to the hospital every day because my hubby was diagnosed with throat cancer. Oh no, I am so sorry to hear that. That's horrible. You should make him a beautiful scarf in case he's like self-conscious about whatever they have to do. I would do that. Although if it's summery like here, maybe I could do like a neck sleeve like they wear fishing. Alright, bag feet are done. We need to change thread colour. I need to pick a thread colour. I haven't even done that yet. Do I have... Ooh, I've got that mulberry colour. Maybe that's going to work. The C word is never good to hear. Yes, that's the colour we're using. Hospitals are never fun either. They always just have like a vibe that I do not enjoy. Can't even pinpoint what it'd be called, but I'm just, I don't like hospitals. I mean, I don't think anybody likes hospitals. I shout out to all the nurses that work in that vibe. Pretty sure I couldn't do it. My brain just went, oh my God, poor nurses, they have to live in that vibe. We should make something for them. That's what my brain just did. So in the new year, we're going to look up something that nurses need, and I am going to do like a charity sew. Anybody that wants to join me, obviously you can. If I can't find a pattern, I'll make a pattern. It'll be free. We're gonna help the nurses. I don't know how yet because I'm not a nurse, and I don't necessarily know one that I can ask, but that would be cool. If anybody here is a nurse and can think of something that you guys as a whole would appreciate, I am all ears. Doing a charity sew, adding it to the top of my list. Because again, like I said, next year I'm going to be more organised, and at least one charity sew a year sounds like a great idea. We could pick different things every year, but I've just picked nurses because that feels like a great thing. They are overworked, underappreciated, deal with death. I couldn't do that. It's a lot. Not that I ever really get sick, but I understand that others do. I would like to fix that. What is this? No idea. Is anybody here a nurse? I would love to hear some ideas. If he is in there for Christmas, maybe you could make something delicious that he can eat and bring it to him. Although I don't know how hospitals feel about bringing in food. Nope, almost itch. There we go. Oh my god, why? Why? It has begun. Home for Christmas would be great. And you can get the towels done in time. I will message you when I am finished here, I think. Or you message me and I'll message you back. Do I want black towels or do I want green towels? I'd love a forest green towel. There we go. Leave a gap so we can turn it through. I work in a very busy respiratory ward and my sewing really took off while COVID was at its worst. I made face masks, head coverings and headbands with buttons to protect our ears. Oh, that's cool. I made a crap ton of masks for like the whole army base. I set up a box out the front so people could come and it could be no contact. And it was just like an honor system where you chuck $5 in so I could buy more supplies, basically. I made like a lot of masks. I even had somebody come over and like help cut the elastic because in where I was during COVID, they would only let you buy like 3 meters of elastic per person, and that was it. So I actually had to put it onto the page and be like, hey guys, I'm making masks. Could anybody that's available go in and get the minimum, like the maximum amount of elastic for me so I can keep making them? And I had heaps of people do that. And then some people even took it home and chopped it up into pieces for me, which was really appreciative because that takes a while. We smashed out so many. I mean, I did all the sewing and most of the cutting, but we smashed out heaps because in Melbourne, it was like full scale lockdown. As a business, I had a little bit more freedom to go places, but you had to wear a mask everywhere, except your car. Actually, sometimes you even had to wear it in your car. If you were going to like the hospital, you still had to wear your mask in the car. It was a lot. But I did it. I was not one of those people that refused. I followed the rules. Because I'm like, it's not hurting anybody to wear it. Yeah, okay, it was annoying, but it wasn't the end of the world. Alright, so I'm going to fold this in. We're going to get a center crease because sometimes it's just a bit easier to line up with a center crease. Same with this. Fold it over. Crease. I wonder if like a pocket organizer. See? That's lucky that you can take him something if he is in the hospital. Like jelly or, oh, make panna cotta. Turns out I actually like panna cotta. I didn't know what it was until I made some for Christmas. Turns out it's delicious. You like heat milk, put lime in it, and something else. I don't know. It was like a year ago. I can't remember all the ingredients, but I do remember there was lime and milk. And you like heat it and boil it and stuff, and it was delicious. Can confirm. Also, eyeballing this because I can. There are actual measurements in my instructions. But if you make something often enough, you tend to just be able to either remember the measurement or eyeball it like I do because, you know, close enough. Nobody's going to tell the difference, I promise. So you just eyeball it. And then we're going to draw the line, then the other line. And yes, I just said that with an accent. I have no idea why. That looks so cool, Tori, doesn't it? I love this fabric. This was Spotlight, actually. Spotlight got some skulls again. I was very excited, so I bought some. Now I'm going to do, this is optional. You can do either 3/4 or a full inch. Both options are acceptable. The inch just means your pockets stick out a bit more. So if you're making it for yourself and you know you're going to be like super shoving big chunky stuff in, you should absolutely do the inch. But I tend to do 3/4 of an inch because you never know. And if you're not going to chuck chunky things in it, it's probably going to annoy you. Now again, I eyeball this. I make it straight with my eyes. Feel free to mark 3/4 of an inch at the top and then copy the top and the bottom so that you get this straight. But again, I've done this so much that I can eyeball it. You also probably want to backstitch twice there because there's a stress point. Because again, I don't know how rough people are going to be with this stuff. It is a thing. It is absolutely a thing. I'm going to pinch it at the 3/4 mark. Hold it along that bottom line that I drew. That's why we drew the line on in chalk. Makes life easier. We're going to get to this corner. Pivot. Make sure it's straight. And again, I'm eyeballing this. And we're going to backstitch twice. Oh. Practice. I promise you can do this too. Make this bag or any bag that okay, not this bag. Make a cargo pocket 5 times in a row and you will be able to do it without measuring. Except that bottom line. I do always get that crooked if I don't draw it. There's limits to my magic powers. And it's usually only like a tiny bit, but it's enough to annoy my brain. But beautiful. You could also, if you want this to stand out more, you could put a piece of like a vinyl binding that matches the outside along the top of it, but I kind of like it where it's just, you know, a lot. It's the vibe I'm going for, right? It's totally fine. Right, second side panel. Line it up. Squish it down. Pillowcases for the Ronald McDonald House last weekend. Oh, wow. I don't know. We need to look into it. I might even just go to the hospital and just be like, hi, I'd like to make you guys stuff because you're awesome. What is it you need? Who knows? Obviously not scrubs, because that's like a sizing thing. We need something that's universal for everyone. I know scrubs are cool. I know having pretty scrubs is totally a vibe, but there's limits to what I can achieve. And that's a lot of fabric. They take like, what, 2 meters of fabric per thing? So I wouldn't get very many gifts if we did it like that. That's a lot of fabric. And I know it has to be 100% cotton too. I know there's rules about these things. Alright, I broke my Tory pocket. I do need to purchase another one. I'm going to get onto that, hopefully, by the end of the year. I have the actual Tory pocket template, but it's got a 3/8 gap, not a 1/2 inch gap, which means it does not work for the size 5 zip. I've only got one for a size 3 zip. So I use it to cut the shape, but then I have to manually draw this, which is not the end of the world, but it would be quicker if I didn't have to. What do you do? Alright, hello. So it should look upside down. When you put this here, it should look like it's upside down, because it is. But it's what you need. Then I'm going to position. We're going to stitch back. Get your finger out the way. Clip it in place if you need to. Depending on what fabrics I use, sometimes I do in fact have to clip this, because it doesn't always work out. Totally a thing. My waterproof canvas is slipperier than a cotton, so I have to put clips so it doesn't shift. My brain is currently thinking about like a merch box, about useful things, and all my brain's like, I'm like, I wonder if I could put these in. Love these. I'm like, but then it's not merch, it's a sewing tool. Should it be in a Christmas box? And then also, how much is it going to cost if I'm going to go buy a whole bunch of these? I love this thing. It's great. You can clean it off when it's cold so you don't burn your fingers. Thread zappers are amazing. I'm not going to go designing my own tools. There's limits to my crazy, alright? My brain just did that, and I'm like, no! I am not going and designing my own thread zapper. Stop it. Although, a green one would be amazing. Not going to lie. I was like, oh my god, did I put this in crooked? I thought it was crooked for a second. I'm like, uh-oh. I think we're alright. Tori, I'll post pics when I get them taken of my Southwest Empress. Okay, it's a Southwest fabric, got feathered wing catchers. Oh, that's lovely. Green thread zappers. See, now I'm like, it needs to be a thing. I do not have the funds to go and design green thread zappers, no matter how cool it would be. And it would be cool. I'm gonna finger press this because I'm lazy. You all tell me I'm not lazy. I am. It's how I come up with the easy way to do stuff. It's efficient once it's been just established, but up until that point, it is lazy. And it's fine. I don't mind. Finding the easiest way to do something is the best. You know who I haven't heard from in a while? Needle and Anchor. Have they designed a pattern recently that I'm unaware of? Or has she just kind of quietly slipped away into the night? Because I absolutely love, and should probably start making to take to the market, her Goddess of the Sea. That is a fantastic bag. Quite the fan of that bag. I'm using my hands like clips to hold everything in place. hold it in place. Pivot over the end. If you're using metal zips, please don't stitch over the end. I am too lazy to use metal zips. These ones look metal and they're not, and it's just as good. So this is what I prefer. My brain is literally currently torn between a merch pack and like a 12 Days of Christmas box. But we wouldn't have to call it 12 Days of Christmas. We could call it 12 Days of Tori's Crazy. Honestly. Tori's non-essential essentials. And it would have to be like 1, 2, 3. Scissors like this. I'm obsessed with these scissors. They do great things. One of those. I mean, I could play this game. We could do Tori's non-essential essentials. Because that's ridiculous enough that I would absolutely call it that. Brain never stops, ever. It is both a gift and a curse, I tell ya. Alright, let's attach the vinyl to the foam, because that'll give us like 2 less pieces. And then I'll be able to see in the box easier. But that's the inside, like, panel-y bits done. All the things. Okay, my man just got home, so I'm gonna get dinner done. Enjoy your dinner. Oh, I'm like, I want more drink. It's empty. It's fine. So this is a bit softer than the black. You can see it's a bit more kind of flexible, which is both good and bad. I mean, flexible is always handy, except that we want the stability and structure. It's not so thin I need to add like an extra interfacing. But it is soft enough that I absolutely wanted the seam allowance to have the foam, because it'll just give it that little bit more structure. The last one didn't really need it. This one will. Now I could iron this on, but I can't be bothered. I don't want to turn the heat press on right now. After I get this bag done, all that's left for the market is some towel toppers, which don't take very long. And that's because I sold a bunch at my last 2 markets, so I need to just replenish what I have. But I've got all the stuff here, so it should be fine. I'm trying to really use up all the supplies I have instead of constantly buying new stuff, because I've probably convinced you guys to go out and buy a whole bunch of things, and now it's time to use them. So this was, I got this from Sewing Trade, where I normally get my vinyls, but it's like a special edition, and this was like leftover, so I bought up the last of it, because my people like purple. No 2 ways about it. They just like their purples. So this was like the last, I think I got like 80 centimeters and a ½ meter piece, and that was it. But it's pretty. It also cost a bit more than the other ones, even at the discounted clearance rate. This one is more expensive than my standard vinyls, but it's pretty and it's purple, and so we're doing it anyway. I do not remember the style or the name of it. I'm sorry, so you can't even ask for it. I don't know. It was just I always go out the back and just have a look at what they've got there, because sometimes they special import stuff for upholstery people that do like custom jobs on cars, and they usually get a bit extra just in case they're going to need it. And then when they don't, it sits there for a really long time, and then I buy it. It's pretty much the cycle. They have a really nice green, and I'm like, I have not been able to justify getting it yet, but it's so pretty. I'm like, if it's meant to be, it'll still be there the next time I go. Sometimes sewing it just really is easier. So now we need all of the dark purple. And this should be strap connectors and handles. I just need to see what I've got, because I don't think that that is enough to do all the things I want it to do. And the cat has not taken off with any of it that I can see. So I'm not going to be able to do the classic crisscrossy handles. It's not going to happen. We need a new plan. I also need to find center top and center bottom of one of the panels so that we can put our beautiful skull on here. Yeah, see, you have no room for fabrics. That's why we're on a mission to use them all up. I would love it if everybody would use up their favorite piece of fabric. Like, you bought a piece of fabric because it's your favorite and it's yours and it's your treasure and your baby. You should make yourself something with it over the Christmas break. Whether you're actually having a break or not is irrelevant. You should make something for yourself as a Christmas treat to yourself. Justify it with whatever words make you feel better. So when I measured this up, it was so that I could have the crisscrossing straps and it would fit perfectly. But I don't know if we're doing that now, because I don't know if I've got enough scraps to do it now. This is all I've got. This is the last of it. I have no more. This was the end. And that is not going to be enough for handles and crisscrossy straps on the front and the back. So what do we got? There's my 24-inch handle, which is exactly that, right? That is exactly half. So we're going to cut that. They're the handles. Easy enough to achieve. Handles, check. Dropped the scissors. Shocker, I know. Which means this is all I've got for the front and the back. Ooh, good job losing the 4 kilos, and you should absolutely make yourself a sundress. Everybody feels pretty in a sundress. Everybody. You will not convince me otherwise. And if you don't feel pretty in the sundress, it's either you bought the wrong color or the wrong cut. Sundresses are epic. So that's how much I have per side. So what I could do is I could do like traditional, I know we haven't done them yet, but I could do traditional like straight up and downy ones. Okay, my brain just got sidetracked. Hear me out, right? And this is why I love cutting out bags, because it's the design process. Hear me out. Straight uppy downy ones that are fairly far apart, and then put this, if I've got some more of this, do like a front pocket, and then have like a slip pocket with this on the front with standard handles. Because I don't think I've ever done this bag with standard handles. It'd be something fun and different. I think I like that. I think that's a good plan. But I need more of this. And I only need a little bit. Where is my scrap pile? Oh, you know what I do have? I have, I don't think that's it. I don't think that's quite what I want. That's what I've got left. And I've got some purple. 25.6 kilos. 4 stone. Oh, 4 stone, not 4. Holy crap, woman. That is amazing. You should absolutely treat yourself to those clothes or go on like a mini shopping spree. Buy some basic tees and then design them with fun stuff. I love this. This was scraps, by the way, that I put in a herringbone style across my mat and then cut it out. Because I'm ridiculous. I mean, I could now make this on a DTF with the rainbow, but it's not the same. This took a lot of effort for my scraps, but it was scraps. Okay, well, I can't continue this on camera because now I need to go and cut things. And like I said, there's too much mess over there to cut. And I should really check on my child because I can hear him coughing a lot. I'm also thirsty. Lots of things going on. But we are going to do this. So we're going to have, and in my Facebook group, I will put up a photo of this finished because I have plans. But we are going to do vertical standard handles with a slip pocket, with this on the slip pocket, because I think that's cool. And then I can put the little tag underneath it and there'll still be enough space and that'll look really, really nice. And for those that are playing along at home and want to build this, let's work out how far apart I want them. So I want them about there. I reckon, like width-wise, which is, ladies and gentlemen, okay, there's the 0, 4 inches out. So we're going to do 4 inches, which means I need to cut an 8, and you want to go a little bit further, so you want to do 8 and a bit wide. You got to remember as well, this will be in half, so I just want to make sure that that's going to look good. Skinny and that wide. But it should be fine. Oh, no, that's 5 inches. Hold on. I'm going to go 4. This is a 10-inch ruler, and I love it because one side starts in the middle at 0 and then does 1, 1, and then 2, and then 3. So you can measure. Love that for me. Yeah, no, 4 inches out. So you need to cut 8.5 inches wide so that you're going to stitch over the edge of the pocket and have it basically in the middle of your strap. So we are going to do 4 1/4. We're going to cut 8.5 by, I'll let you all know because we're just winging it, by 8.5. We're going to cut an 8.5 inch square. And then that way it'll bring it in a bit. That's going to go all the way up. That's going to go all the way up. And the pocket's going to come to, once we add a seam allowance, it's going to come to there, which gives us enough gap between there and the top. Slip pocket, 4 inches out from the center, and then that is going to fit there beautifully. See? Maths. Bag making is just maths. Pretty maths, but maths nonetheless. Also, Jane, I would like to see in my Facebook group photos of you wearing said fabulous dresses. If you want to block out your face because you're, shy, that's totally understandable. But I would love to see what fabulous dresses you make. I would love to see what everybody makes. You should proudly display it in my group. There is no judgment in my group because anyone that's judgy gets kicked out. I don't tolerate negativity at all, really. Like at all. So you should show us you in your pretty new dresses. And that goes for everybody here. If you make yourself pretty clothes, I would love to see your happy smiling face in something you made. And you should be proud of that because lots of people can't do that. It is a skill. All right, I'm going to go because, again, I need to cut and I need to clean before I can cut. It's like a whole thing. But thank you all for popping in. I was here for a while. I was here for like 2 hours. In 30 seconds, it'll be exactly 2 hours. So thank you all for joining me. I at least finished one bag, except for handles, but we'll get to that. And I need to finish this today. Next year, I promise, more structure in life. I'm going to run a charity event where we sew something for the nurses or the doctors. I don't really know. hospital in general, I'll go ask them what they need. You don't have to send it to me. You can just do it for your own local hospital. Like, this is not a thing. If you want to join me, you can just drop it off at your local hospital. But I just thought it'd be fun. Joint sewing, turn it into a bit of a challenge. I could do like 12 hours of charity sewing. That'd be fun. I like it. A whole plan. I'll have a proper plan another day, like next year, because it's not happening this year. Christmas is far too close. And I still have things to do. Like fix my website. But I hope Jesse gets well too. Thank you, Jane. Fingers crossed. He's got 1 more hour before he can have more cough medicine, because he had it super early this morning, because he is a morning person like his mummy. And I'm not even upset about that. Alright, see you all in the next video. I don't really have anything else to say. Enjoy your crafting. Crafting is fun. Take pleasure in it. Boop.